Welcome, adventurers. We just checked out an upcoming Boss-Rush game whose gameplay is inspired by Hollow Knight's combat. And with its most recent updates, Onikura is turning out to be one of my most anticipated Boss-Rush games. My name's AlvinANGERS, and I've been primarily playing Boss-Rush games for the last 6 months, and Onikura is one to look out for. So with no further ado, vámonos. Onikura is a 2D platformer Boss-Rush game focused on giving you the choice to fight and advance by utilizing some or all of the game's combat mechanics, like parrying, slashing, healing, dodging, and special attacks. In Onikura, you'll be challenging difficult bosses with their own unique scenarios and soundtracks. The game takes place in Japan, where you'll play as a samurai who embarks on a quest to defeat the Onis and bring about an era of peace once more. From my playthrough of demo, I didn't observe many story cues, and much of the plot was obtained through the Steam page. As the game gets closer to release, I do hope they have ways of addressing this issue, but not the biggest deal breaker, as combat is king in a boss battling game. Combat is one of the biggest draws of the game. I first played the demo back when it was first released in 2024, and again this week after learning about some of its additions. The developers have been very receptive of feedback and have even made some great combat choices because of it. In Onikura, you'll come to heavily rely on your spirit energy bar, as it's a prerequisite for some high damage output and survivability options. You gain spirit energy by attacking enemies or parrying. Once you've gained enough spirit, you can consume part of your energy bar to heal yourself or use the entirety of the bar for your special attack. When you heal, you'll do a stab animation on the ground that leaves you vulnerable. Similar to Hollow Knight, you'll want to heal during clear windows, like between attacks or after staggering a boss. Special attacks deal large amount of damage and can also be used to cancel certain boss attacks. At the start of the game, you'll start with a charging slash attack as your ultimate. You can earn different special attacks and passives after defeating bosses and offering their soul into the Great Sacred Tree. You can choose between 2 blessings after every offer. We went with the Energy Sphere, which looks like Goku's Spirit Bomb, but we could just as easily gone with the Final Cut, which was a dashing slash attack. Really love the fact that there was a test feature, so you knew exactly what you're getting every single time. I noticed too that the blessings were always opposites of each other. For example, a melee ability versus a ranged one, or a blessing involving parrying versus a blessing involving dashing. It left a little open for that replayability factor. You can access all the talisman blessings through the Sacred Tree, and it appears that you can slot up to 3 blessings at a time. And from analyzing the tree, I think we can make a fair assumption that there will be over 16 blessings to choose from. And for all you lore whores out there, you can get additional details on the world from the talisman descriptions. When you're making a Boss-Rush game, you literally have one job. The boss battles must hit. While visually the bosses don't have a unique character design, the fight themselves are fun and challenging. You only have 3 health, so you must be precise in your dodging and parrying. Defeat is unavoidable, but you'll slowly pick up on the enemy patterns and the timing of the parries. Being selective on what you use your spirit energy on, do you play it safe and heal, or do you unleash a special attack? And they really nailed the fun factor, because when you successfully parry and land your ultimate hits, it feels amazing. In the demo, we only have access to 3 bosses, but gave me a really good idea of what to expect in the full release. Questions I still had were, how much platforming can we expect, as I saw little to no platforming, only in the tutorial stages. And secondly, aside from the first boss, it looks like we could somewhat choose the order in which we fight some bosses, and to what extent is that? Alright, adventurers, what do you guys think of Onikura? I think I've established enough to say that it is going to be a fun and challenging Boss-Rush game, and could possibly have some replayability factor with its blessing feature. Things I love for them to work on is the story. Maybe they can add little dialogue interactions between the bosses or some manner of giving us something to care about and push us forward between encounter to encounter. Lastly, for Onikura to succeed, it needs to remain consistent in its boss battles. The boss battle experiences are what we remember from games mostly. It has a touch of Hollow Knight influence, and it's only really apparent in its combat. If you enjoy this kind of content, we've been laser focused on Boss-Rush games, and I have a dedicated playlist that you could find here, as well as other video game content that we drop weekly. Click that like or subscribe button if you think I earned it. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your head up. Whatever adventure you guys are on in life, I hope you complete it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.